Well, hello there. You know, a funny thing happened to me the other day. I was going back through a couple of the oldest videos on my YouTube channel to do some research, in fact, for some upcoming videos that I'm going to be doing in the next few months. And I came to the realization that I've now uploaded 250 videos about guitar gear on this channel to date. That's kind of a crazy number. And back in 2020, when I first started this channel, well, I never thought I'd reach 250 videos released. And I never thought so many of you would have watched the videos or subbed to the channel to date. So thank you all for that, by the way, because that's absolutely fantastic. But 250 videos, and I should say 250 overly long and overly in-depth and detailed videos at that. You guys know that my guitar videos, my amp videos, my pedal videos, my comparison videos, and my interviews as well, they're always a lot longer than the competition because I like to answer every question that you may ever have about a piece of gear. So I've done a lot in that time, and of course with my day job as well, I'm actively involved in the industry. I go to the NAMM show every year, the Guitar Summit, many other shows. I meet a lot of people, I get a lot of behind the scenes gossip and so on as well. So guitar gear is kind of my thing. And in the last few years, I've done these 250 videos, and what I thought it would be good to do is tell you about the 5 pieces of gear that have really stood out for me in that time. This was quite a hard decision to make. I've gone through and made a short list of over 10, I think, in total. And I'll tell you first about the top 5, which I whittled it down to, and then I'll tell you about the ones that almost made it, along with a few lessons that I've learned along the way, and some future plans for my channel coming up in 2025 and beyond. But first, let me get into those top 5 products. This is not in any order, by the way, and although I'm going to be ticking the box to say that this is a sponsored video, that's only because some of the products that I'm talking about were originally sent to me to make specific videos about them. This video, though, I made all the choices myself. I didn't correspond with any companies about it. This is all 100% my own opinions. So let's go. Now, number 1 in the top 5, although it's just one of the 5, is actually 2 separate guitars from the same company, and I'll tell you why. Now, when I get sent guitars to make these videos, usually of course, I get the chance to keep them after the video if I'd like to do that. Now, I normally send them back because, well, I just don't have the space to own all of those guitars, but occasionally I just can't resist. And there have been 2 cases where I've actually decided to spend my own money and purchase the guitars after making the video. And those were both by the same company, and that company is PJD Guitars from the UK. Now, you'll know that I'm a huge fanboy of that brand. I've done videos with so many of their different models over the past few years, and I couldn't resist buying 2 of them. The first one is the magnificent offset, the St. John Standard. That's got a P90 in the neck and a humbucker in the bridge and a beautiful maple neck with that lovely PJD neck carve. Everything about it is superlative, and I just love it. So I couldn't resist that. I couldn't let it go back to them, and I had to get it, albeit at a great price, but I spent my own money on that one. And actually, at Guitar Summit 2024, in Mannheim in Germany, I found a second PJD that I couldn't let go either, and that is another standard model of theirs. It's the Carey Apprentice Standard in a wonderful silver burst finish, single P90 in the bridge. It's kind of like a Les Paul Jr., but better in every way for me, and it is a wonderful, wonderful guitar. Those are the only 2 guitars to date that I've purchased after making videos about them for this channel, and I think that says an awful lot to me. I don't feature them on the channel that much, and that's because I sort of keep them to myself to just enjoy playing and making music in my spare time. Maybe I should feature them more on the channel in future. Let me know if you'd like to see more of them. But let's go now to the second of the top 5 list here, and from boutique UK built through to much more affordable, much smaller, much cheaper, and digital domain, well, it's this. It's the Tone X1 by IK Multimedia. I've made a bunch of videos about this since its release, and I've used it in so many ways as well because it's a lifesaver in so many situations. You can use it as an audio interface. You can use it as just a standard headphone practice tool and practice silently with it. You can use it as your amplifier or as an overdrive pedal or as your amp and an overdrive pedal. There's now built-in effects and so on and so on and so on. There are many great captures available for it at the IK Multimedia ToneNet software. There are many external companies like Amalgam Audio who make great captures for the Tone X as well. So if you're like me and you're kind of an analog Luddite and you were kind of not really wanting to go digital, this is the one that I would recommend you try first. It's really small, it's really cheap, it's about 150 euros, $150 at time of filming, and I think it's probably going to be well worth you giving it a try. The thing that sold me on this is the fact that it sounds great, like so many of the other digital options out there, but the Tone X1 for me feels authentic. It feels like an analog amp, it feels like a solid state amp or a tube amp. It has that fantastic fantastic direct response and great dynamics, great picking dynamics and playing dynamics as well, and that's what sold me on it, and it really deserves its place in the top 5. Number 3 on the list is a guitar that was released at the start of 2025, so I kind of thought in a way maybe it's a bit soon to put it on the list, but I haven't put it down since I've had it. In fact, again, it's 2 guitars. It's the Ibanez AZ Standard. Now there's a double humbucker equipped edition and an HSS edition. These are kind of Strat or Super Strat types of guitars. They're made in China. They're about $550, so they're super affordable, but they have fantastic specs. Again, check out the videos to see them in full sort of glory. They sound fantastic for so many different genres. The necks are lovely. The pickups are Ibanez's own, but they are great too. You can choose between the more hot-rodded double humbucker version or the slightly more classic, but even more versatile HSS, and they are wonderful instruments. I recently did an in-depth comparison about those 2 guitars, and I came to the conclusion that the HSS would be the one for me ultimately if I had to choose, but the reality is, and the correct answer is, that I need both of those guitars in my collection. Now number 4 on the list is actually a pedal that was released before I started my channel, but I only acquired it after having started the channel, and it's this one. You'll have seen it in so many of my videos. It's the Greer Lightspeed Organic Overdrive. There is some magic in this pedal. Like, it's a 3-knob overdrive, so it's very, very simple. It's based on the topology of the legendary Paul Cochran Timmy pedal, which I also have, but Nick Greer then gave it his own design flourishes, and it has something special about it. Now the magic in this pedal is that whenever I turn it on, no matter what I'm doing, whatever guitar or amp or rest of setup I'm using, no matter what kind of music I'm playing, the Lightspeed always makes me sound better, and that always makes me play better as well. It's such an inspiring pedal. It's great for lower gain overdrive sounds, but it's got quite a lot of oomph in it if you've got higher output humbuckers, and it is just an absolutely fantastic beast. I can't say enough words about how great this pedal is, and well, it's expensive these days, probably about $250 at time of filming, but it is absolutely worth it. And the funny thing about this pedal is, with lots of the sort of more boutique overdrives, the cheap clones are 10 a penny, but with the Lightspeed, there aren't any. Answer that one for me. I've no idea why that's the case, but if you do know of a cheap Lightspeed clone, let me know, because I'd love to check one of those out at some point as well. But the Greer Lightspeed, the only thing better than one of these is actually 2 of them. They sound fantastic stacked together, and at some point I will get a second. So this is the 4th of the 5. And the final one, well, we're going back to a guitar, and another one that was released not too long ago and really changed my mind about HSS type guitars, and it's the Harley Benton ST Modern. Now this came out in 2024. It's a sub €200 HSS Strat type of guitar, but it's absolutely wonderful. And if you even take away kind of the fact that it's sub €200, it is just a great guitar, full stop. It's got great specs, great features for the price. The pickups sound great. Everything about the design is fantastic. You've got a really modern feeling, beautiful roasted maple neck, and it is just a wonderful guitar for so many different styles of music. Now there is an even better version of the ST Modern. That's the ST Modern Plus. That'll set you back a couple of €100 more, and that has some even better features on paper, like stainless steel frets and so on. But for me, the real value for money king is the ST Modern. It's a wonderful guitar all round, and that's actually one of the guitars that I most regret letting go back to Thomann or Harley Benton at the end of the day. But hey, for sub $200, I'm probably going to be buying another one soon and using it a lot more on the channel in future. So those are kind of my top 5, the 5 products that really stuck out to me when making all of these videos over the past few years. Let me know what you think about those. Which do you think is best? And have you seen any other products on my channel that you think would be more worthy of a space in the top 5? Let me know in the comments again as usual, and I look forward to getting a bit of a debate going about that. But I've also got a short list that I can let you know now. The guitars, the amps, the pedals that almost made it into the top 5 but didn't quite get there, but are almost worthy of a place in it anyway. And I do apologise, I'm going to have to break eye contact with you at some points to look down into my little list there. But let's just go through them. We'll start with the guitars, and the first is the 2024 Ibanez Iceman. Such a fun guitar that exceeded all of my expectations in every way. It sounds fantastic, plays fantastic, looks great too, and is supremely comfortable as well. So if you're kind of wondering about it, well, give it a try. It's something totally different and a wonderful guitar, and makes you feel like a rock star every time you pick it up. Now there's actually 3 Harley Benton guitars that almost made the top 5 of this listing. The first is the Aeolus. That's a semi-hollow Les Paul type guitar, sized between a 335 and a 339, has great specs, and is a really original design for Harley Benton. That was a toss-up between that and the ST Modern as to which one would to get into my top 5, but ultimately the Aeolus didn't quite make it. Otherwise, from Harley Benton, the one guitar from them that I can't stop putting down is my JA60cc. That's one that I purchased myself. It's a wonderful Jazzmaster style of guitar, and it has these fantastic Jazzmaster style pickups in it that just sound great for so many styles of music. I love that guitar, and again, sub $200. And Harley Benton have actually supplied me with the only baritone that I've yet reviewed to date on this channel, and that's the MR Modern. That had a great Mosrite sort of a style. It had so many great different sounds as well. Humbuckers with a coil split, so you could do really heavy stuff, great surf stuff, and everything in the middle as well. And it just gives you so many amazing ambient tones as well, down in B tuning. So a wonderful guitar to try. I think they've been discontinued, but if you can ever find one on the used market, I highly recommend that you check it out. Then there's a few more from the guitars. The most viewed video on my channel has been of the Squier Sonic Telly. That's the most affordable Telecaster that you can get, and it is a wonderful version of a Telly for a great price. I can always highly recommend one of those. Then going into the mini humbuckers realm, the vintage V100 WR, that's wine red, that's a Les Paul style guitar with amazing Wilkinson mini humbuckers and a really comfy neck, which I really fell in love with, and that's another one that I deeply regret letting go back to Music Vine, who sent it to me for the video. Next we have another PJD which almost made it. That was the beautiful gold HSS, again Woodford standard model, a fantastic instrument. By the way, you can see videos of all of these elsewhere on my channel if you'd like to do that. There's the G&L Doheny Tribute, a fantastic offset guitar made of course by Leo Fender. It is a wonderful instrument indeed with fantastic pickups, great hardware, great ergonomics, great build design throughout as well. And finally, with guitars going from really cheap to really expensive, well, the Yamaha Revstar Element, that's going to be sub $500, a beautiful double cutaway with so many different tones and incredible playability, through to the Tone Fuchs Dyna, an incredible hand-built German masterpiece of a guitar, again with mini humbuckers. If you ever have 3, 4, 5,000 euros spare, well, check out Uwe at Tone Fuchs and get one of his guitars made, because they are the best of the best of the best. Or you could go for his Tone Fox range. I tried the Elcaster as well, and that's a guitar that I would love to own one day if he's ever going to make any more of those. So those are the guitars. Now we come to the pedals that made it, and I've got a few of them here. The first would be the NUX 65 Overdrive. This is a fantastic low to medium gain drive pedal in the vein of the Timmy or even the Lightspeed. It's absolutely wonderful, super underrated, and under $50 as well. So try one of these out if you're into that sort of thing. Next, we go to the opposite end of the scale, my Analog Man King of Tone. I know that's not a new or exciting pedal by any means really, but I finally came to the top of the waiting list after about 6 years in mid-2024, and I got it, and it's fantastic. Is it mostly psychological? Quite possibly, and I know for a fact that my Joyo King of Kings clone does 90% of the tonal job of the King of Tone, or maybe even more for a tenth of the price, but there you go. I absolutely love the King of Tone, and I will never be getting rid of that pedal. Then we have the Tone City Golden Plexi pedal. This is a fantastic and affordable version of a roaring Marshall Plexi sort of an amp. We also have the Noble's ODR Mini 2, another fantastic overdrive pedal that is great for so many styles, and the ODR Mini 2 has a bass cut knob on it, so you can get rid of all the unwanted low end that I think many people didn't like about the original. This is really, really good, especially if you're looking for a small overdrive to fill a final tiny corner space on your pedal board. Otherwise, in terms of pedals, I want to give a shout out to the Humble Proco Rat. I got my first Rat not long after starting my channel, and I've been in a love affair with the Rat pedal and the many derivatives of the Rat pedal ever since. It's absolutely wonderful if you like any kind of dirt. I also got into fuzz again since starting this channel, and the JHS Bender is my favorite to date. It's a version of a tone bender pedal, and it is absolutely wonderful. Now otherwise, some of the other highlights that I've had would be the Schnobel Tone Daily Driver Boost. That is a wonderful, again, overdrive pedal. And to move away from drives, well, a few months ago I kind of got into delays again with the Noble's Delay Mini. This is sub $100. It's got 3 different delays in it. It's mini, it's stereo, it's got tap tempo. It's a wonderful little delay pedal, and it's so good that I can imagine in 6 months time that it could get into my top 5. I don't know, it's really inspired me as a pedal, and what more can you want from a piece of gear than something like that. So those are the pedals that made the shortlist, and in terms of amplifiers, one of them got close, and that's actually this one behind me. It's the Engel Iron Ball Special Edition. This is a wonderful lunchbox head, 20 watts of power, but believe me, it is super loud. Being an Engel, it's great for metal and hard rock and all that, but it has a wonderful clean channel too. Built-in reverbs and delays, loads of different boost options and so on. It's got MIDI capability, it's got an IR loader built in, and it has fantastic connectivity too. So no matter what kind of way you're making your music in 2025, this is always going to be a great amp to consider. So that was my shortlist. I actually have a couple of pedals that I've picked up recently that are almost going to be good enough to get into my top 5, but they're still too new, so I thought I'd mention those now. The first is the Nobels Chorus Mini. I never really liked Chorus till I tried this pedal, but I've been using it every time I play guitar since then, and if that's the same way in 3 or 4 months time, well, this is definitely on the shortlist and may even get into the top 5 at some point. And finally, a massive shout out to the Marshall 1959 Super Lead pedal. I bought this one in early 2025 with my own money. I love a Marshall in a box, and this has kind of come in straight away and become my favorite to date. Again, I use it on everything that I play these days. It's going on my permanent pedal board, and it could well become one of my all-time favorites in years to come. And a combination of the Lightspeed and this gives me pretty much any kind of overdrive sound that I could ever need. So those are the pedals that made my shortlist. Well, again, what do you think? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comments. I want to give a shout out to my standard rig that I've used for 250 odd videos as well. That's my Hughes & Kettner Black Spirit 200 amp, my Fender Telecaster, my Epiphone Les Paul, the Greer Lightspeed, and the Rev G3 pedal as well for high gain stuff. Those are all fantastic, underrated pedals, amps and guitars. They've just done the job video after video, and I think they're a great and consistent way of showing you guys how different other products sound when used alongside these. I love all of them. I'll continue using them in the future, and they are just fantastic things that you should check out if you're ever thinking about it. So those are going to be my favorite products then, and during this 250 video run, well, I've learned a lot as well. But the kind of 2 main takeaways that I would give you now is that number 1, there's not really much bad gear out there anymore. Even cheap stuff that you get these days is going to be pretty decent. It's really hard to find a stinker. And if I think about when I first picked up a guitar, which is going to be 30 plus years ago now, well, I would have killed to have so many of the great affordable options that we have these days. If I could get my hands on something like a Tone X1 and a Harley Benton ST Modern when I was a kid again and start from there, I'd be a totally different musician today, because they're just so much easier to play, they sound so good, they're so easy to connect with computers or whatever, and they just do the job so much better than many guitars from days of yore. So that's what I've learned. There's not a lot of bad gear out there these days. And the second thing that I would say in terms of what I've learned is that if you think something sounds good, it does, and you should play it. Now, there are a lot of YouTube channels out there these days, a lot of so-called influencers, and I guess I have to include myself in that, making videos telling you about the latest, greatest guitar and overdrive pedal and amp of the week and so on and so on. But ultimately, it's your ears that will rule what you think sounds good. So if you've got something, a pedal, a guitar, an amp, or whatever, that you think sounds great, but is not particularly popular on the internet, well, it doesn't matter. Go out and make music with it. It's your thing. It's your creativity. And at the end of the day, the most important thing for all of us is that we have fun creating and making and enjoying music. And so if you're doing that with a deeply uncool piece of gear, well, the world's your oyster. Carry on, do it, and I respect you 100% for that. So that's it for this video, really. I mean, I guess the only other thing I can say is that, well, 250 videos down, hopefully another 250 to come. There are definitely going to be some changes coming to the channel in the future. Maybe a change of location. I might want to be making some shorter videos as well at some point. And if you guys have any suggestions of what you'd like to see me do videos with in the future, or people you'd like me to collaborate with, well, let me know in the comments. But it's been a blast making these 250 videos so far, and I look forward to taking you on the journey for the next 250 and beyond. But I've been Rich, and I'll see you in the next 250 videos. Bye for now.